one will get you. All right there, you guys. We're down on Kentucky Lake practicing for a tournament, and catching a few. You got to cover a lot of water. Of course, a lot of pressure down here, just like there's everywhere. Another good, healthy Kentucky Lake bass. What they on 1/2 ounce clove tongues and a raised bug. We'll keep covering it, guys. We'll keep you fishing. All right. Hey guys, I'm down here on Kentucky Lake. And what I'm doing is I got a couple of days of practice. The water's high, and I'm trying to establish where these fish are. So I'm running from pocket to pocket, of course, down here on Kentucky Lake. So you see this buckbrush right here, and that's the main cover when the water's high on Kentucky Lake. But the water's falling, okay? So, and I know that it's going to continue to fall, which is good because we almost got too much water, so it's going to help push a lot of them fish up where we can't get back in there. And so it helps throughout every day. It's going to make those fish move out towards us where they're a little bit more accessible, okay? But right now what I'm trying to do is I want to see if these fish are on the outside points, if they're or on the outside bushes, or they're halfway back, or they all the way back, they're wanting to stay back. But so you got to establish that during your practice. And it's just a process of elimination is what it is. And of course you want to figure out which baits they're reacting to. And of course, again, I'm going to be in different watercolor. We've been having some rain. We got a lot of stain in here. I'm using the black and blue. But I'm going to go back and forth from black and blue to green pumpkins, you know, to a jig. I've got a jig on too. I've caught a good one earlier on a jig. So you've got to use your practice to figure out what these fish are doing and what they will be doing. You know, like today, I've got water that's falling, okay, and the water's going to continue to fall. So you want to cover as much water as possible, but when you're flipping, you can't flip too fast. You know, of course, there's a lot of pressure, so when there's a lot of pressure, you want to make sure you leave that bait in there a little bit longer than the guy before you, okay, because these fish are seeing a lot of baits. And so I'll leave it in there and I'll just shake it like that, you know, hoping that fish is going to entice. A lot of guys just pitch it in there, work it and pull it out and just go on. So I may take up a little bit more time in practice, but I think I'm gonna fool a few more fish than the guy who's just going in here running and gunning in here and getting out of here, okay? So when you're out practicing, keep these tips in mind, and maybe it'll help you out on your fishing. All right, thanks guys. Let's go catch a few more. Alright, here's another one, guys. So far today, almost all of my fish I've caught have come on the outside bushes, and that's due to the water coming down. I'll put flowers on this guy, but that fish is deep in that bush. That's a keeper. That's 4 or 5 we've had today. Didn't get them all on film, but we're going to keep on fishing. It's about 2:30. All right, let's let him go and get us some more, guys.
What? Dad?
Just let me know what time to be home, because I'm going to fish until
Just let me know
what time to be home.
Just let me know what time.
Did you see that fish? I bet that some gun jumped 4 feet in the air. That is awesome. Another good fish. Now, that's guys, these are deeper bushes I'm catching these fish in. And you can see that fish right there. That's the first one that I've seen any signs of spawning that I've caught. Okay, that's the first one. So that's the first that tells me something too, you know. That fish ate that bait real good. Get some pliers on him. You know, using a variety of plastics. You can see my pile right there. But throwing a 1/2 ounce pro tungsten, and you gotta have these bushes so thick down on Kentucky Lake. Anytime you're fishing a buckbrush, I don't care if you're on Kentucky Lake or in Sam Rayburn, you've gotta have a weight heavy enough. Sometimes you gotta go with 3/4 ounce weight to get that bait down to the fish, because they're usually going to be, even though it's all wiry on top, they're usually down there by the stump of the buckbrush. Okay, so you got to visualize that when you're flipping in there and try to see where that stump's down there, and then pitch your bait in there and let it fall right in there. Okay, but like I said again, you got to have about a 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce pro tungsten. Okay guys, let's hit this and go. Keep hunting, keep learning. That's what we got to do. All right guys, let's go fishing. All right guys, what I'm using is a 4-inch rage bug. Okay, green pumpkin. I've used several baits today. It's not just one of the baits, but this bait's working too. Last 2 or 3 fish I've caught. So I'm going to take my chartreuse dye. I'm going to leave my claws together before I break them apart to dye them. And I'm just barely going to dip that in just a little bit of dye. I don't want a lot. I don't want a whole lot of chartreuse on that thing. See how I just got it on the ends? All right. When that thing kicking around down there, just throw some flash and fish. The basses love that. But anyway, so I'm going to break all my claws apart. That right there. See what we've done right there, guys. All right. A lot of times I slide that up. As far as rigging it, just going to stick that in there about a 1/4 inch. I'm using a straight shank hook. You can see that hook. That's what you want to use, especially when you're flipping or using a snail knot. Just going to slide that up over that keeper. Be easy with it. Once I get it up there, I'm going to just spin it around. I'm going to hold that hook right there where I'm going to see where that's going to go into that bait. So then I know I can stick that in there. And I'm burying it into it, okay? I'm not going to stick it where it's sticking out. The cover's too thick. If I push it all the way through where I can feel that barb, which you might do sometimes, you know, fishing laydowns and stuff like that, where the cover's not real thick, or fishing grass, it's going to hang on us too much, and we're just going to tear up our baits and not be effective as far as the arrow or flips. But anyway, so you want to just put that right in the middle of it. Make sure the barb's inside the plastic, okay? So that's, and then you're just going to slide your bobber stopper back down over your pro tungsten, just like that's what I'm doing. All right, let's go fishing.
One pieces has got. You see that, guys?
There's my mouthful of food on that one, guys. All right, got a good one here, guys. Pretty fish. Look at those spots on that fish. Isn't that cool? Purple, yeah. Got a piece of turkey meat in my mouth when that fish hit. Again, a deep bush. See, that fish is trying to spawn right there, for sure. All right, guys. Good healthy fish. I love it. I love to see Kentucky Lake make a big comeback. All right, we're gonna let her go. All right, sweet. All right, guys, I got a fray on my line right here. I'm gonna retie this thing. Now I'm using 25-pound test Seaguar, a Braze X, but just got some fray in there the last couple of fish I caught. So what I do anytime, especially if I'm using 25-pound tests or using a braid, I always want to use a snell knot. You know, especially you got these fish in this real thick cover. That snell knot hits that pro-tungsten and knocks that hook up into the roof of their mouth, and you got a good hook set, because a lot of times you get a big one on and that stuff and you're fighting it, you can lose that fish if you don't have that good hook in him. And you don't want it just in the lip. You really want that hook to get in that bone, which several of them fish have been, and a lot is due to because I'm tying the snell knot. So what you want to do is, of course, right here you got your barb of your hook right here. You're going to take your line and stick it through the eye, on top of it where the barb's sticking out this way. All right, and then I'm going to take this bait off to make it easier. Belt worn out anyhow. So I'm just going to pull out some line. I'm going to loop it around just like that. All right, and then I'm going to just pinch it all together and hold it right there. I got my finger right there by the keeper on that hook, so I can keep my line wrapped in between the keeper and the eye. Okay, so what you're going to do is just wrap it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right, so I'm going to hold that tight. Okay, and here's what you got. So I'm just going to take the end of this line, I'm going to stick it through that loop. I'm going to keep my finger right there, okay, so that line don't come up over top of that keeper on that sinker. So you got to make sure it snugs all good. I'm going to just wet it, and I'm going to pull it all good and tight. Okay, and there you go, and it's cinched. So I'm going to just cut this off. And again, like I was saying, when I'm setting that hook in that bush, which is super thick cover, I'm setting that hook is popping up. See that? And that's allowing that hook, as soon as I set the hook, it's allowing that hook to jump up, and as I'm pulling it up, that hook's going into the top, deep in the top of his mouth. It's going to get more in that bone. And I'm going to be able to hook that fish, keep him hooked, even if it's a 7 or 8 pounder. A lot of times, because of the snell knot, it's going to still have a good enough hook where you can go in and get that fish. Where a lot of times, if you barely got him hooked and stuff like that, because what happens is when you set that hook, that sinker is going up. That fish has got his mouth closed. When you set the hook with a lot of force, his mouth is going to hit that sinker. A lot of times, it's going to pop his mouth open. Okay, it's just going to do that. But with the snell knot, when it doesn't, instead of the hook coming straight through, without the snell knot, that's what's going to happen, because you don't pop this mouth open, and the hook's going to slide right through, and a lot of times you don't get a good hook set. But with the snell knot, when that hits that, boom, it's going to put that kick that hook up, and you're going to get a good hook set in that top of that fish's mouth. So learning to tie that snell knot, you guys, is something that's very critical, and it'll help put a lot more fish in your boat and help you land some of those giants that get away. All right. All right, there we go. All right, guys, there's another fish. I thought I felt that fish on there, but I wasn't 100% sure. My line was across some of those twigs on that buckbrush. Now, see where that hook is, guys? See how far that hook is up in there? Right there's what I'm talking about. All right. Good hook set right in there. All right, that's because that snell knot right there, guys, right there. All right, got him in there good. He wasn't coming off there in a week. All right, good deal. All right, guys, it's getting late. Got one more day of practice tomorrow. That's another keeper right there, another beautiful Kentucky Lake largemouth. I love this lake. It's always home to me, but you know, I live on Chickamauga now, and Been there for several years, and I love that lake as well. So I'm happy to see this lake starting to come back, and I appreciate all you guys that's doing all the hard work trying to recover this lake for us, because it means a lot to a lot of people, and we want to save this lake for sure. But anyways, we're going to call it a day. We're going to go head in and go get something to eat, and get ready to come back out here tomorrow. Let's let this boy go. Alrighty. All right. You get it? That's cool. All right, guys, that was cool. But anyways, we will see you. We're gonna be out here filming tomorrow. Probably do another day on this, but it's probably a different video. And it'll be our second day of practice. Well, guys, it's time for us to head in. It's been a wonderful day out here. It's really beautiful out here this evening right now. I hate to go in because I mean, it's perfect and the fish are biting. But anyway, we gotta go in, get some food, get a shower, and get things organized, get ready for tomorrow morning, get out here. You guys, I really appreciate it if you'll subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna do all I can to keep putting more of these videos out. I really enjoy this. I've been fishing my entire life. I've been fishing Kentucky Lake my entire life. You know, like I said, this lake means a lot to me. And but anyways, like I said, guys, subscribe, like this video, and if you have any questions, shoot them down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. I say busy guiding and stuff like that, but I promise you I'll answer every one of you. Okay? Thanks, guys. Good luck on the water. Thanks.